Welcome back, guys. So, have you ever noticed yourself doing some pretty weird things when you're feeling anxious? It's actually a really common experience for millions of people around the world who struggle with anxiety. And while many of us are familiar with the common symptoms of anxiety, such as worry and fear, there are also some pretty weird and unexpected ways that anxiety can manifest itself. In this video, we will explore 10 of the strangest things that anxiety can make you do, from obsessively checking your phone to avoiding social situations. So if you're someone who struggles with anxiety, or if you're just curious about this fascinating topic, then sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of anxiety. Anxiety, the unwelcome companion who is always there but never welcomed, has a way of working its way into every aspect of our lives. It's not just a state of mind, it's a force that can drive us to do some pretty unusual things, including behaving in ways that defy understanding. It's not just a state of mind, it's a force that can push us to do some extremely strange things. Anxiety has the power to alter our actions in ways that can make us scratch our heads, ranging from the seemingly irrational to the downright mystifying. This can cause us to feel like we are losing our minds. Let's take a look at some habits that are entirely out of the norm, yet are caused by anxiety nonetheless. Overthinking every little thing. As a consequence of being in a constant state of heightened awareness, you could find that it becomes more difficult to focus on the here and the now. When you go deeper into the labyrinth of possibilities, rationality usually takes a back seat. As a result of this, your mind becomes a breeding ground for ambiguity and discomfort. When you're worried, even the most insignificant ambiguities can come to feel like potentially fatal circumstances, which intensifies the grip that anxiety has on your thoughts and habits. When you're in this frame of mind, making decisions can be a challenge because you have to weigh each possible consequence against the backdrop of the imagined catastrophe you've conjured up in your head. As a consequence of the work that you put into this attempt, you get mentally weary. Nonetheless, the impulse to unravel every potential meaning persists, which leaves you caught in a cycle of overthinking. The last-minute plan reversal. Imagine the following scenario. You have made arrangements to attend a social gathering, but as the day of the event draws near, you begin to feel apprehensive about going. What causes this anxiety? Suddenly, the concept of mingling with other people, initiating a conversation, and exposing oneself to the chance of being judged by these others appears to be an overwhelming prospect. Where does this leave us? A decision to call off the event at the very last minute. It's possible that anxiety will lead you to believe that the only way to make yourself more comfortable is to completely remove yourself from the uncomfortable circumstance. While it may provide temporary relief, this habit may cause you to feel isolated and may prevent you from experiencing new things. While it may provide you with temporary respite, it may also prevent you from experiencing new things. Seeking reassurance on loop. One way to overcome the anxiety that stems from uncertainty is to search for reassurance about the situation. Uncertainty is a cause of unease for many people. You come to the realization that you are always looking for acceptance, questioning the validity of your decisions, and inquiring about the viewpoints of other people. You search for reassurance, gain a fleeting sense of comfort from it, and then realize that you are back where you started, in the midst of uncertainty. This cycle will go on for an infinite amount of time. This obsessive need for reassurance not only places a burden on relationships, but it also makes it more difficult for you to trust your own judgments. Relationships aren't the only thing that suffer from this compulsive need for reassurance. Rituals of comfort in the uncomfortable. Anxiety has the ability to make even the simplest of tasks feel like insurmountable obstacles. Before you leave the home, it's probable that you'll find yourself checking and double-checking a number of things, including whether or not the doors are locked, whether or not the cooker is turned off, and whether or not your phone is in its case. The conduct of these rituals offers a brief relief from the grip of concern and serves as a safety net to prevent the occurrence of catastrophic events that are feared to take place. However, they have the ability to absorb a significant amount of your time and to be a distraction, which will prevent you from being productive and will interfere with your typical routine. Predicting catastrophes yet to happen. Anxiety is a talented storyteller who specialized in delivering tales of impending doom and gloom. You will come away from it believing that everything that is going to occur in the future is going to go horribly wrong. You have a habit of visualizing the worst-case scenario in every setting, from a job interview to a meeting with your family, which does nothing except make your anxiety levels rise more. This tendency of anticipating horrible results in the future keeps you locked in a cycle of pessimism that has no end in sight and robs you of the joy that may be found in the here and now. The safety net of avoidance. When you're concerned, the area you may call safe shrinks narrower. It encourages you to steer clear of situations that are likely to make you feel uneasy, such as interacting with new people, delivering a speech in front of an audience, or completing a challenging task. This may provide momentary relief, but doing so restricts personal development and keeps you trapped inside the confines that you establish for yourself. It also keeps others locked within those same constraints. It's possible that avoiding something could have a snowball effect that will keep you from reaching your maximum potential over time. The never-ending cycle of people-pleasing. Anxiety has a way of making you feel as though you require acceptance just as much as you require air to breathe. You realize that you are constantly trying to make other people happy and going out of your way to meet the requirements that they have set for you. The anxiety that one may let down or upset another person may become all-consuming, and it typically comes at the price of one's own health and happiness. This is because worrying about letting down or upsetting another person is a form of interpersonal conflict. Because of your ongoing need for validation, not only will your sense of self-worth deteriorate, but it will also drive you to become dependent on the opinions of other people. The spotlight of self-consciousness. When you come into a room, it's almost as if you're taking the stage in front of an audience with a bright light shining on you. Anxiety causes a large rise in feelings of self-consciousness, which can be embarrassing in social situations. You are all of a sudden acutely aware of each and every movement that you make, from the way that you stand to the words that you choose to utter. This self-imposed scrutiny is brought on by a fear of being judged, which in turn leads to action that is not natural and only helps to make your anxiety worse. This cycle of fear and behavior only works to make your anxiety worse. The maze of looping thought patterns. Your first step into the practice of ruminating is going to be the uncomfortable sense of anxiousness. Your thoughts appear to be caught in a loop of disturbing scenarios in which you are always replaying prior exchanges, picking apart mistakes made in the past, and dissecting the conditions of the present. You come to the realization that you are unable to extricate yourself from the complex network of concepts that have captured you. Your vitality will be sapped if you continue locked in this mental loop, and it will also prevent you from enjoying life in the here and now. The puzzling physical manifestations. It's important to remember that anxiety isn't only something that happens in your thoughts. It may also manifest physically. The well-known fight or flight response is responsible for a broad array of symptoms, some of which include trembling hands, a racing heartbeat, shallow breathing, and the sensation that one is about to throw up. These physical manifestations of concern may be puzzling and disconcerting, adding yet another layer of complexity to the intricate web of anxiety that already exists in the world. Thanks for watching our video. We hope it was informative and helpful. If you or someone you know is struggling with anxiety, help is available from mental health professionals and support groups. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more mental health content.